Yes, excited about the college football season. And glad it's finally here. We get a chance to kick it off in Nashville. The theme centered around this game is set the expectation. Obviously, both Georgia and Vanderbilt have partnered with Brenda Tracy and the set the expectation campaign to try to raise awareness for sexual assault and domestic violence. But my football team right now is in prime condition. We come off a good summer. We're fairly healthy. This group has worked extremely hard. And we feel like offensively, having guys back, is big for us. And we've had a great quarterback battle. And we've settled into, what we're doing offensively. Defensively, we have more rotational depth, up front and on the back end, which helps. And special teams wise, we feel like, we were able to, fill some gaps. So this off season was good to us. We're fresh, we're healthy, heading into the Georgia game, and now what we got to do is put together, a great game plan, great football on Saturday. So with that, let's open it up for questions.
For questions for Coach Mason, please press *1, and we'll begin with Steve Moulton at WZZN.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Coach. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good, thank you.
In terms of the trenches, overall, how would you evaluate your O-line and D-line heading into this matchup, Coach?
Well, I think we've actually been recruited and gotten better up front. It's like anything else. Anytime you lose experienced players, you have to break in new guys. We have a couple of guys, who've played substantial snaps, and we got 3 guys, who are young. So, the reality is for us, we bringing in Rowan Godwin, a grad transfer, and being able to groom some of these guys, in our program, and the depth has gotten better. Obviously, we have guys, that haven't played a ton of snaps, and so with that being said, we've worked hard to get those guys moving in the right direction, and I've been impressed with what I've seen this week, or actually towards the end of last week, going into this week, as you really start to, solidify your lineup on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, I just think overall, we just have more guys. We got more guys. We got more depth. We're stronger. We've been able to add to, Dio and Cameron Tidd and Drew Birchmeyer with guys like Davion Davis. Still waiting to hear something on Malik Langham, but when you look at Stone Edwards, when you start to look at where we are with Brandon Maddox, I just think overall, we hit the jackpot, with our young guys recruiting this year. Nate Clifton from Brentwood Academy, has been a pleasant surprise. Along with Christian James. So these interior players, can play early. But right now, I feel good about where we're at up front.
And in terms of the tailback position, we certainly know the stable you have led by Keyshawn Vaughn, but from a coaching standpoint, tell me the impact that Tim Horton has had on your staff, Coach.
It's been unbelievable. Just his wealth of experience, him being a guy, Tim being a guy, who's coached, several NFL players. I think anytime, when guys look at a coach that has experience and who's been at a place or at places where, he's developed guys, I think there was immediate buy-in. Of course, Keyshawn Vaughn was a bell cow, but I've been pleasantly surprised to see exactly how far, Jamari Wakefield, has come. And then I look at other players like on our roster, Keon Brooks, an exciting, freshman who's extremely talented. He's big, he's fast, he's physical, and then, Javion Marlowe's coming back off an injury. So these guys, to have 4 really good tailbacks, is where you want to be. But Coach Horton has just been able to teach and grow these guys. His expectations in the room, his expectations, on the field have really started to, show itself a little bit, and they work hard every day. They understand every day is a job interview, and it's definitely about making sure that they can impact and really own their reps, and that's what Coach Horton's brought to the table.